Volume a little bit low on that one. Yeah, sorry, I cranked it up a little bit for you guys just at the end there. Sorry, some of my old clips, since I've redone the audio on the stream a little bit. Some of my older clips are at varying volumes and I've got to kind of adjust each one steadily over time. Really appreciate the feedback. It does help me out whenever you guys notice that, letting me know. We are back from lunch. We're going to be coaching the sewer Archon in a little bit. When I say coaching him, I don't know, man. We're just going to be joining our brains together, thinking of some awesomeness. The sewer mermaid, sorry, will create the sewer Archon as best we can. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. I know Florencio has a Discord. Let's see if I'm still in there. I really regularly leave every Discord I'm in, unless I've actually actively been talking in there because it gets really clunked up. Found it. Of course, it's the one with the picture of no warp gate research. Yeah, of course, Demand set it up. Demand's so legendary, dude. Let's see. Alright. Cool. Alright, guys, let me get the audio set up real quick. I'm just waiting in the general chat of Florencio's room, his stream. So
it is macroing if there's no sewer mermaid.
Hey!
Shit,
Whoa.
we got hijacked.
What's up?
Damn, you got me good. Surprised the hell out of me.
I should have made a really creepy noise then, man. I should have just started moaning into the microphone or something, or just screech into it.
That would have been normal. I would have been one of my viewers, stop it, guys.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? Bexy, Cassidy's in here as well. How you guys all doing?
Hey, what's up, Pig?
They're collaborators, Cassidy and Bexy.
I am so excited for this, Pig. You have no idea.
We're gonna create the sewer Archon, as Twitch chat just said. We're gonna try and.
Oh, he's already begun, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I heard you hit Masters today, right, Flo?
No.
In Zerg, yeah.
In Zerg. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But I'm still way off. I'm not even, I told him, I still feel like I'm bottom, one.
It was from his NA
Flat.
account, so his Protoss MMR kind of inputted into his Zerg MMR when he plays.
MMR kind of helped it or something.
Yeah.
At least I'm assuming that's the only thing we can think.
Yeah, I mean, if
Still
you
got a lot to learn.
how to build hatcheries in our opponent's base, I imagine.
Yeah, we have some sick stuff coming up.
All right, I'm checking. Is my multi-link up to date? It is. Awesome. Are either of you two live, Cassidy and Bexy?
No, we're gonna chill and watch this.
I am right now, but I'm gonna be watching the stream.
Okay, no worries. Sweet as. I got the multi-link up. Let's stop. I'm just watching your stream for some reason rather than getting in game.
Oh. How do I do it?
Oh, that's my problem.
Let's all right. Do you have a chat channel?
Yeah, Dancraft on North America. You wanted me to go to Europe?
No. I'm on NA as well. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
everybody.
What account are you on?
Main account? Well, one of my main accounts.
All right, I just joined a
Let's see
Dancraft
here.
chat channel. There might be a group as well. Oh, there we are. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right. So
So
should we
that-
just try to think of as many cheesy builds as possible today? Should we look at some builds you've been doing and work on them? What should we do? Should we focus on Zerg or Terran or a bit of both?
I think overall we should somehow collaborate on team games, but on my Terran Zerg, I would say, how would I say it? How would you coach me? Because I'm Cassidy frustrates when he's trying to coach me because coaching's different.
You do shit your own way. That's why.
It's just I do certain things my own way, and they're trying to control me. They're trying
Yeah,
to
Someone's trying to control you.
clean me up.
Well, for me, I'm not thinking of this as coaching so much as us thinking about builds more than anything, right? Because I ain't going to be trying to teach you any mechanics. I'm not going to be trying to get you to control group your shit or make warp gate. Then we'd have to change the image in the Discord. Like, come on, man, that would be terrible. 80% of the Florencio files jokes would disappear overnight if you're suddenly just like, I'm just macroing and defending every game. Like, no way, that's boring. But we can just combine our brains and think about some stuff. Do you want to just load up some replays and we can kind of talk about some stuff for now? Like, you're lobby leader or party leader, so maybe we can just look at a replay or two. And I'm gonna like write up some notes because I like to be all methodical, but also so I can share it with the nerds who end up watching this. And I'll chuck it on YouTube later as well.
Here, this is a good one that let's see, replay. Oh, let me try to
Cassidy.
Noise. Hey Cassidy, thank you so much for the 11-month resub, dude.
You know it, dude.
My man. Coming up on 1 year.
Shit. Wait.
I've been excited for this for days. When someone told me that Big was coaching Florencio, I couldn't believe it.
I think it was it Nico who got this going? I think it was Nico or someone.
It was Nick Miller.
It was Nick Miller. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, what a god.
You need to rename your replays so they're easier
I
to
gotta.
find.
Yeah, no, it's the old patch, so I would have to give him the.
Right.
Oh no, they just updated it today.
Yeah, we would have to watch it separately, but at the same time.
God damn that patch timing, man.
Yeah, or we could watch it off of Pigs. We could watch it off on Pig stream.
Yeah.
Could.
Yeah.
Do it.
We can do that for like one, and then we could after we're done figuring out some filthy stuff, we should just play some team games anyway, and we can probably practice some of the filth mixed into the team games.
Okay, how about this? I'll show you 2 of my filthiest build intros and Zerg,
Nice.
and then from there, then we can move on to team games.
Should just DM them to me on Discord is probably the easiest way, right? So
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll DM you on
actually.
Discord, and then since we can't watch them together in game or anything, like it just won't work, right? So I DM'd you on Discord, so you should be able to just drag me over replays, drag and drop them in the DM.
That's a complicated one. How do you?
Here we go.
Wait, I'm watching your stream.
Okay, you know what I'll do?
You know where the show and folder button is in your
Let's see. We're here. Okay, so we're gonna go to
Okay.
the top.
Oh my god.
So
here we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's one of these.
Oh my god!
All the way up.
4,000 notifications! Oh my
Oh,
god!
there you go.
Florencio's got so many
Doesn't
messages!
even know how to get to his
This-
DMs.
This is Florencio. Like, oh
Okay.
my god.
You gotta scroll to the very top. The very top left.
No,
so
that's his
it's
Discord.
yeah, on your very left, if you scroll to the very top of your Discord, then it'll be there. So like our direct message will be there. So you see how you've got all these different chats? The very top button is always your private messages at the very top. So you see the very top button, top left?
Up. It look up top one.
That one, right?
Yep. Home. Yep. And now you see your direct messages down here in the middle. So you see your direct messages are just to the right of that now?
Impin'.
Move your right mouse to the right.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Hey, my man. Noise.
He just left the Discord. The voice chat, he left it.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be great. He muted himself too. Hey Flo, how's it going?
Whoopsie.
Whoopsies.
We're back. All right, cool. So
Nah,
this is
man.
my PVT. And I have a little bit of to work on, but this is kind of like figure out. Oh,
Sweet.
show
I
you.
tried to tell it to open. I think I need to close StarCraft first.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, that freaked me out.
I don't think anything will freak you out, Pig.
It was just surprising. All right, it should be loading now. Come on, battle launcher. Do it, StarCraft. Open the replay. think it's opening. Oh yeah, I got to tab out and tab back in. A tip for anyone watching, if you guys can't get a replay to load from an old version, it's just frozen on a black screen. If you tab out and then click back on it, it'll instantly load. Otherwise, you can wait 20 minutes and nothing will happen. Sick TVT. All right.
Yeah, it's a TVT. I have a couple who's been in the files, who inspires me to do some Terran builds. So this is something I'm coming up with. Of course, it's I can't, no spoilers. I'll let you.
Awesome. All right,
we'll take it as we go.
I'm just gonna. I'll pause your stream in the background. I'll close the Book of Filth on this monitor, so that, because if I wanna like map out one or two of these little builds and think about them. So I'm gonna write down in my Book of Filth, which I'm gonna link in my chat, just my little Google Drive document, so anyone can see it, but only I'm allowed to write in there. Let me grab it. Laggy Google Drive. All right. It's loading up. Are we not on your camera? Oh no, we are on your camera. There we go.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome.
How are you?
And there we go. Okay. So, TVT. You know how your name was like Florencio Virgin, right?
Yeah, that's my last name.
It is your last name?
it.
Well, this is going to be
Pretty
your...
much.
Is this your first TVT build, or have you tried a few before this?
No, I've tried different ones like Ghost Nukes and Ghost, what was it? Harass with Macro. Different, couple little things. BCs.
Nice.
I try everything. Whenever I try a race, I try to utilize every unit in the race.
I'm going to call this Florencio's Terran Recall Rush for now, from what I can see. I don't know, maybe it'll get a better name in a sec, but we're going to start with that, because I feel like this just to me is like you going, you know what, I really want to build a Nexus in my opponent's base. But Planetary Fortress is going to have to do, man.
To keep to make the command center land, and then what I want to do is I want to steal the... I want to steal his tech and some, and then that way I can kind of play it off that.
Right. Just kind of get rid of his add-ons, like make him lift his building, steal his add-ons, etc.
Yeah, steal his add-on, and even if it's just the main one, which is the bottom one, always there, because that's the one that's always consistent. It's always constant.
Oh my god, how many hit points are you gonna get to? You're kidding me. Ow. Ow. Oh, that's so good, dude. Alright, what I reckon, did you know there's a ledge at the top on this map as well? Up to the left of the PF? Because I reckon it's because when you went in with your Reapers, I reckon it would have actually been super sick if you just went for the worker line instead. So rather than your Reapers going in with the planetary, you could like jump in the top or on the right hand side, and then you could just go for the mineral line, and your opponent's gonna like just piss their pants straight away. They're gonna go, do I stop the planetary or do I go for the Reapers? And your Reapers just don't fight. You just like run around, and like if they go for the planetary, then you go for the SCVs, and they'll panic and freeze up. So I reckon that'd be pretty sick. So what's your follow up though on tech? Like, what's your next unit? You just gonna like what is the double Chad Ray of Terran that you want to be using?
I'm a freestyle player, so I go based on. I'll find it. I'm not sure what it is yet. I think it's gonna be Ravens and BCs, and okay. It's gonna be more on the mech side.
Yeah.
In my style.
Do you like Cyclones?
Sort of those.
Have you used Cyclones much yet, or not really your flavor?
Hold on, I got a brain fart moment.
I don't think he's built
Cyclones
one
are
yet.
what exactly? Wait, which ones are the Cyclones again?
The ones that have the lock on target.
Yeah, it's like a Roomba.
Yeah,
like,
those bastards. Yeah. Cyclones. Yeah.
It's like a robot vacuum cleaner with a lock on. Yeah.
The lock on. Yeah, they're kind of new units. I haven't used those actually. I kind of.
I feel like Ghost,
units
the
that
Ghost
most-
would be your Terran spirit animal. Have you used Ghost much?
Yeah, I do. I started off with Ghost.
You said
I
you
kinda
used
like
nuke
Ghost.
rushes and stuff, right?
Go into a Ghost Cloak Rush into a Nuke Rush follow-up.
Nice. Have you done it where you float the barracks into the corner of their main base and then you build it inside their main?
I've done that one where I'm doing the EMP shot to the probe line and one-shotting the probes. But I do the outside ones when I'm doing a double barracks, four ghosts, well, two ghosts at first and two cloak.
Okay,
And,
cool.
Scenarios depending.
You know, oh man. So there's no way to stop your planetary killing the add-ons, right?
No, I was trying to find a way. I was gonna try to kill my own SCVs so that I can stall time, but yeah, it's not enough time.
All right, Blizzard, we need
We'll see what I can do.
like a hold fire option or something on it.
Maybe I can get a barracks and I can start attacking it.
Yeah, I guess if you immediately ran one of these SCVs over, you could have saved that tech lab. You could have just like thrown a factory or barracks or a starport on it, and then it would have saved like one of those tech labs at least. So you got to be like real quick with like the moment they like lift their buildings off, you just like run over and take them.
That's why I definitely gotta make sure, at least I could take the main one, because sometimes they build them way off the spot. So you gotta of course expect not everybody built the same locations. So the bottom one, the choke one's always a guarantee.
Yeah.
So as long as I keep my command center at a distance where it pushes the barracks out, it'll push them off, and I'll keep it from attacking the tech lab.
Yeah.
And then I might use it I might go with factory instead of barracks, right? If I would have got a factory, it would probably been than a barracks landing.
Yeah. Oh man, this is sick. So dirty. I'm like thinking of like all those little tricks you have when you play Protoss, and I'm like, oh, what like would be the sickest ones you could do as Terran? So like, I think anytime in like a crazy game, if you can float a barracks into the corner of someone's base and just build a bunch of like Marines or Reapers and hide them and then just run them in at some random point, that's like one of those cool little things you can always look for is like, oh, they don't have anything in the corner of the base, and I have like a proxy barracks that I don't have anything to use it for. So like,
oh yeah,
just as like a
sketchy.
random, yeah, I'm gonna do like a little list of like random, super annoying shit you can do. Floating racks into corner. So you're gonna steal their add-ons with this build. Cloaked Banshees probably pretty sick as well, right? Just as like a general thing we can probably mix in sometimes. Cloaked Banshees. I guess the Thor would probably be like your Colossus. You just use battlecruisers here. Battlecruisers beat everything.
Yeah, VCs are pretty strong. I mean, Thors I would like to do like pickups and drops. Those are pretty cool. I don't like to go death ball, so I'm a player of layers. I like to layer a game.
Yeah, run in with this thing, do something like drastically different, and just keep like changing it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 1 or 2 siege tanks is always pretty funny as well. Awesome. I guess in this scenario as well, it's a shame your planetary can't move. But like, I guess on some maps, you'd actually be closer to the mineral line, and then you could just start mining. Like, you can still mine here, but it's like pretty ridiculous mining distance to your planetary. But that'd be cool.
I do have the long distance mine at that point for the meantime.
Yeah.
The barracks is the old StarCraft 1 style. I kind of went into StarCraft 1 mode. I don't know Terran enough. I'm like literally pretty new to the races.
Hells yeah. I reckon if your Reapers went around the left and like through the middle of the map and then came from the bottom, it's like another time where I think any time where your Reapers don't really, yeah, like this is sick. So your Reapers jump around the right hand side here. And like, I think the more you can abuse that with Reapers, like this will just be so gross whenever you can do this. And then like, you can always just go into nukes or BCs. I think after like, whenever you mess the game up like this, it should always just be like, all right, normally you'd go like, either a bunch of oracles, or if you're playing PvT, you'd go like 2 colossi and get a couple of Tempest and colossi and be like really annoying with them, and then you'd add Psystorm. I guess in TvT, it would probably be mess the game up and then like always go Battlecruiser or Nuke afterwards, because they're both sick fun ways of finishing it. And especially if you have their main base, and then you can kind of like nuke them from either up here or from the other side of the map, it's actually like pretty sick.
Okay. Yeah, I took your advice on that one. That's true. I went for the BC one. I said, you know what? Let me just, I have a lot of income, just make a lot of command centers and just go into what I feel like is the closest thing to void rates.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think your opponent's like so pissed off in this game already, just because you've been so like frustrating, hitting him from behind constantly, and now you're sieging him from his own main base. But yeah, I think the Reapers, right? Yeah, if they went around and then you just kind of have this like, you just always come from the opposite side with your Reapers. It's like, in this situation, we should like go back through the middle, come down, down, hit this base, hit that base, run away, kill a few workers. Because Reapers are just the #1 annoying unit. Yeah.
First, like I use my void rates in PvZ, pretty much just kind of dancing around, scout here, take this, poke here.
Yeah, you always pick off like all their overlords and like really piss them off with that, and you always kill them. Yeah, exactly.
How far the creep is, where the creep has
to the far edges. So we're gonna call them Chad Reapers for now. So Chad Reaper style. Oh man, this is so annoying. I love it. Just using the barracks to scout. Tanks there. You got some SCVs and Hellions guarding it. He's moving his buildings for like the 3rd time. It's so annoyed, man. It's good. Yeah, remember to make orbitals on your command centers when you do this, because then you can just drop mules everywhere.
Yeah, it's something I forget sometimes. Planetary fortresses, so I'll come around.
I like you building the command center in the main. I think that's worth it, because your planetary is a little bit too far away. So I think that's super worth it.
Yeah, with 2 command centers, I felt it was a little more efficient that way.
Nice. Oh yeah, you're building cyclones in this game. Let's see. Oof.
How to use them yet? I'm still working on.
Yeah, cyclones are pretty technical. They can be pretty good, especially if you get mag field on them. The upgrade, it makes their damage double against armored units. It goes up to 800 damage, so it'll kill like a tank or a medevac or a liberator in a couple seconds.
So what I need to know is which units really take advantage of what the most. I'm not really much of an upgrade player unless it's really impactful to a certain strategy.
Yeah.
Like the fluff. I don't like to have upgrades. I don't want to be committed to my upgrades or dictated by my upgrades. That makes sense.
Hells yeah. Yeah, like have you tried out drilling claw mines yet? Because then they stay permanently invisible.
I know how to use the to get there. I don't know the upgrade. That's why.
So they're all just factory tech lab upgrades. Yeah, Terran has like 56 different weird unit upgrades. Actually, they have like 1,000 more than the other races, I think. So there's the Cyclone mag field upgrade for the Cyclones that like doubles their damage to armored. It's only like 100 minerals, 100 gas. Then you got drilling claws, which you need an armory to make. So it's like, I don't know if you'd actually be getting that, because you're probably not going to have an armory in most of your games. But
doors come out of armories, right? So
that's true. Yeah, you need an armory for it.
I'll try to make it
Thor's the sick daddy unit.
complementable.
Hells yeah. Yeah, like but yeah, basically I think Widow Mines is something like, in these sort of games, if you're thinking about like what can we use to abuse a Terran player who's kind of in this like weird, like just trying to go bio tank, but the game's kind of scrappy. Yeah. Mines are like the sickest, because you can just kind of put them all over the place, and they'll just walk into them, and a single mine shot can just massacre like a ton of Marines. So you can kind of just put mines all over the place, like kind of randomly, and that can be like super sick. They're almost ends up being like burrowed banelings. So we can think about widow mines as well. I'm trying to, yeah, especially if we get drilling claws. Even without drilling claws, they still get a shot off before they become visible. So I think widow mines versus mass marine. So if we wanted to like map out some TVT kind of unit counters versus what our opponent goes for, I guess a lot of the time you're going to just be facing this, right, where they're just going like bio tank. And
I don't know the Terran meta, but yeah, I'm assuming it's bio tank, right?
yeah, usually it's like marine tank medevac, and like they might add some Vikings or some Liberators or something, but it's almost always like just Marines and tanks. So BCs are like pretty much always a good choice because I think they're good versus mech as well. They're only bad versus Ravens. So basically,
Things aren't very favored anymore, so people stop making them as much, right? If I'm not mistaken.
especially, well, in your sort of
player.
games, I think people won't make Ravens too much because like you get in their face so early, so they're not really thinking about it. Whereas if someone's sitting back and building up, they usually build Ravens. So like if they happen to, for some reason, be really obsessed with Ravens, definitely don't go battle cruisers. Thors are okay versus Ravens because they shoot a bit further, but like with battle cruisers, they'll just get locked down by the Ravens and they'll get smashed. So I think your BC is like almost always a good idea. But I think like, so versus mass marine, tanks are really good. So what counters Marines? Counted by tanks, mines. So only Hellions work if we have like heaps of them. Oh, Hellbat drops are actually really cool. So if you can do mass Hellbat drops, pretty advanced, but something we might think about. It's like pretty.
Yeah.
You'd need to throw the Xbox controller over to Neeb to land those properly, but
We'll make it happen. Get this over here real quick. Because favorite games right now recently was how who was it? Oh, lost to somebody with nukes. It was just and controlled the game. I think it was Zero versus.
oh, like versus innovation, right?
Yeah. That game was awesome, and that's
Scarlet,
the style that I like.
Scarlet versus Mario.
More,
Hour
I think it was
long.
innovation. I think no. That was after. That one's
Oh,
after.
okay. My bad.
That's the 100 Mario. Yeah. Innovation
The
was
Scarlet.
the one.
Scarlet game was also there was a Scarlet game with like tons of nukes, but both of them had shitloads of nukes in them. Yeah.
The other one that I'm working on. This one I need your help because I'm trying to figure out what the transition or what the follow-up is. It's a short one.
Sweet. Yeah.
Real quick.
So I guess if your opponent gets too focused on tanks, battle cruisers, and nukes will be the focus. Our
Is
opponent's
there
gonna be
any
awesome.
particular composition that you end up normally at the end at the macro game in TBT?
It gets to like usually like range liberators, but like marines and tanks is always like the base usually. But then it goes into like range liberators and like Vikings fighting over the air. So it gets, some people like to go lots of BCs in the late game. But yeah, it's weird because like if one player plays mech, then they just have like Thors and like tanks and mines and stuff. So I think for you, it would be like more mech focused, right? Could do
Or
this
mech
replay
player
again.
type.
Yeah, like so like for you it'd be like if they go a lot of air, then you'd want more like Vikings and Thors and stuff. Oh, what the fuck? Let's see if this opens. Hopefully that works. So if they go like Vikings or air kind of stuff, then Thors, mines are going to be like your big way of taking those down. Cyclones can be okay versus air units. Cyclone's like a general purpose unit. Like it's kind of good versus everything in like little fights, but it's like super micro intensive. So I'm not really going to talk about Cyclones for now, but
They're like stalkers for Protoss.
Yeah, because like if you're not watching them, they just die in like a big battle and do nothing, right? But if they're in the right situation, you're kind of running around, you're being annoying, they're really good. So you'd probably end up in this situation where if your opponent's going like Marine tank, but then they start adding on like Range Liberators and Vikings, you'd probably just have Thors and Widow Mines kind of added into your composition. So funny thing is, like, yeah, some of these compositions, because Terran's like different, it's not as unit counter heavy as Protoss and is reactive. So like some of the things, like we can look at this unit counter list that I'm like thinking out, and I'm kind of like, mines are always good. Tanks are kind of always good in most of the standard scenarios. Like, so in TVT, like whenever your opponent doesn't play too crazy, you're always going to have certain things that are just like pretty good. Like Ghosts are always going to be pretty good. BCs are going to be pretty good outside of like a couple of real specific scenarios. So that should be pretty cool. We can come back to TVT anyway. We got this replay up on screen. So
Yeah, I put the wrong one.
Oh, really? All right, I'll zoom through this one.
Yeah.
Let me know when you got the other one.
That was a short one. Yes, I did it in the other account. Yeah, I'll be right there. Give me a sec.
Yeah,
This
no
is a short
worries.
one though. Actually, me trying to figure out how to do the droniest, the most efficient way with lings and drones is something
Yeah.
screwed up right there though.
Oh, this is cute wall off from your opponent. It's really sexy. Is it enough though? I don't think so. Oh shit, maybe? No, we got 2 spines. We're fine. Nice.
Here.
Right, that's why we have 16 drones, because we do the double extractor trick. Right. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that's cute. Probably gives us a little bit more minerals than needed. So I guess for ZVZ, yeah, we probably could do the same build that you did here, just not extractor trick quite as solid. So ZVZ, we can probably do like that one. So if we do a drone drill,
Drones under attack.
my man.
Would be like the drone. The drone drill is pretty good. The micro I've been working on. I think the biggest part on this one is like the opening, like which drones are just normally more important. But
Yeah, I think just
Don't
going
be
12 pool and just hitting as fast as possible would probably make this like more brutal. Like I love the way you stack the drones, that's awesome, but yeah, if we go just like 12 pool with it, and then we can drone to 14 or something, and then build an overlord. Overlord, because then you can afford 6 lings straight away when your pool finishes, and you just get over there faster. But then you can't build the spines. So the other way you can do that sort of thing is you can like hide your drone and actually build spine crawlers on their side of the map. So that's like the stock standard basic bitch version. Drone to 14 overlord. So I guess your version's kind of nice because we get the extra money for that spawning pool, for the 2 spines. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the replay.
I think if we just did
Okay,
a
so
single
it all-
extractor trick. Yep.
Yeah,
When I do that build, I cancel the extractor and keep that 1 drone at home, and that will give me just enough minerals to throw down at least 1 spine and max out on circlings.
Nice. And I think you can send a drone earlier as well with that build. So you go around their overlords, and then you come in just after their second overlord leaves the base and just build a spine on the edge of creep.
okay.
So you can avoid the overlords by going around the edge and enter their natural and main base at like, I know it when I'm in game, but I don't know the actual number. I'm like just guessing. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's like a minute 25, I'm going to say, a minute 25. And you go to the blind spot. So there's almost always a blind spot. When you spawn a Zerg, we'll check it out. We'll show it to you. It's different on each map. And build the spine there. So the spine finishes as your lings and drones come in. So if they don't spot it, if they don't check for it, then you just have a spine already finished when your lings first arrive, which is super sick.
Yeah, because I noticed I had a lot of income. I was thinking of making a hatchery, just a fake one, just for them to throw off the line. But a spine crawler would work if, because I might not hide it. If it might not be easy to hide, so I was thinking even if I do have a way to like them off, make them panic. So the other one, remember my replay organizing isn't very good. So what I'll do is I'll get in the game. I'll do it real quick, like the intro, and you can tell me what I can do to open.
I can just watch on your stream then.
Cassidy has been helping me out with this. I had a. Okay, it's a short one, but it's a little dirty.
Nice.
Big, what are your thoughts on canceling a proxy hatch and building a spine really quick on the creep that it makes?
I was literally just writing that down as like another alternative that you can do. The spine ends up only on like half hit points, but it's like pretty unscoutable if you dodge the overlords correctly. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty damn good. I think if you do it, the one problem you can have, depending on where you choose to place that spine, I guess, depends, because you can do it like out front their base at their third or something, and then it's like pretty impossible for them to know what's happening.
Okay.
Awesome.
But do no computer.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty good bait for workers if they open hatch first.
Well, like for them to attack.
Yeah, I managed to do that, and they pulled all their. I know that they shouldn't have pulled all their workers to attack a half hit point spine, but they did, and I also had 2 Banes run at that entire ball. It's a pretty amazing clip, I'm not gonna lie, but
That's funny, man.
So the objective of this one, to start it off, make a extractor right away. The 3 drones. I normally pick the last one.
And this is for ZVZ, right?
ZVP is, but
Awesome.
ZV, it could be ZVZ. I don't know. This is where I need your help. And then you pull
this is the burrow build.
and then you burrow. I mean, you drones quickly into the to the gas for the burrow. Sending a drone over to the natural. Now in PvP, the reason why I started in PvP is because most people normally get a pylon, and then eventually they're going to get a nexus to get that expansion. So the burrow upgrade when I hit 100.
So the idea is like you build a hatch in their natural, and then you like once it's done and they're clearing it up, you also like burrow a Zergling or something under there, like in the chaos.
Right. Yeah, right when well, you'll see it right when I cancel it. I burrow it at the same time.
Oh, that's sick.
So what I do I'll wait a little bit. Right.
It even masks the burrow animation with all the guts flying in the air.
That's hilarious.
During this time, I normally get a pull somewhere right after, and then this is where I drone up and fall. This is the transition part right here. I don't know what the best transition to Protoss or so. I did a Baleen bust. I did a Nidus rush to the one that I did. I did this into Ling Bane Nidus rush, I believe, or Roach rush.
Yeah, no surprise that Recall Florencio loves the Nidus.
Really, if you could make the burrow before the hatchery, which you want to delay, you get it right while the zealots are attacking you. Normally get 2 zealots in the hatchery, trying to say, hey, get out of my base. So the upgrade kicks in before the hatchery.
Evolution complete.
Okay. And he thinks he killed it because the 2 Zelons were right there, and so it
That's-
disappears.
That's beautiful. Nice.
It's gonna deny him from expanding. It's gonna force him to go into Robotech, and then I need to figure out how to, take advantage of that.
So yeah, I mean, Nidus Worm, Mutas, what do you want to do? I mean, if they go Robo, I guess Mutas is always good against that, right? So basically they're not going to have much that shoots up. So you could like rush to actually one base Muta behind it, go Mega Filthy. Like we can have an expansion as well, but we could basically be making a lair like with our next 100 gas after the Burrow. So
That'd
at
be good,
100
okay.
gas, we go Burrow. And then at 100 gas, we would go lair, plus a second gas around that same time. And then at some point we would like take a natural when we can and go from there. So we would have obviously started this
That would probably be
transition
better, right?
like way earlier. Yeah, and you could take a Florencio natural, which is actually perfect with mutas because if they push you with like immortals and stalkers, we don't want to fight it. We always want to just go for their probes. You just like never fight them when you go mutalisks.
My hand too close to the obvious where I'm like, I can't save you, Hatch.
Yeah.
Okay. Mutas, expansion.
Forces Robo, then we go Mutas. And Mutas, right? So what is Mutas for? So this is fun because we really get to force things here, especially because it's not a mirror matchup. So Mutas forces Phoenix. So if they go Phoenix, what count as Phoenix? Phoenix are counted super hard by basically Vipers is the best way to do it. Parasitic Bomb.
Okay.
But that's Hive Tech, so that's really far. Hive Tech. So, what else deals with them? Just a buttload of Roach Sling on the ground. Overwhelming, and just ignore them and ignore the Phoenix is always a good one. Hydras are bad. Don't you know that? Hydras don't do too well versus like Phoenix and Oracles and stuff. Like if you get enough, but that's pretty expensive. So Queen Nidus is also like lots of big, big Queen Roach or Queenling Nidus can also overwhelm. Infestors technically. Have you used Infestors at all yet?
I have a little bit. I've been controlling
because you've already got Burrow. Yo, you've done Neuroparasite?
Infestors. Because I have Burrow. I use the Roach Burrow. I use the Infestor Burrow.
Yes.
I've been trying to the Burrow advantages. I use so my objective too on the observation of the map, I want to creep half the map and the other half I want to have lings in different spots in the front on his side. That way I have the whole vision, but it allows my creep to be a little bit less risky.
Nice. Yeah, and you can kind of just click one on their army if they don't have detection. You'll follow them around. But they're like also just the sickest harass. Like if you get infestors in their base, you just hide them in the corners, and then once every few minutes, you just go and unload 8 infested Terrans in a mineral line. Do you know what rapid fire is, Florencio?
I barely learned about rapid fire. Yeah.
If there's one ability we would want to just give you rapid fire on without having to go into any of the fancy text files, it's infested Terrans, just so we can throw those out like real easy.
To spit them all. That's how they do that.
You just hold down a button. You don't even need to click your mouse, and it's pretty awesome. I can get you to set it up right now. It'll take us like 1 minute max. You keen?
All right.
So we can go options, hotkeys, and then we can click Zerg, and we can click on your infestor.
Okay, got it.
And what's your hotkey for infested Terran at the moment? Is it T?
It's standard.
So it's T, right?
Default.
Yeah. So is it T on default or?
Yeah, T's on infested Terrans. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking because I don't use default, so I'm like I think mine are showing the correct ones, but I don't know. Awesome. All right, so we want to go global now. We want to click global on the left, and then we want to go unit management. I believe, yeah. Tell me when you're in there.
Yeah.
Oh
we're
yeah.
good.
So choose ability or AI target. It's near the bottom. So third from the bottom.
Okay.
And you want to, on the right-hand side, so once you've clicked that, down the bottom, it says left mouse button. We're going to leave that. We don't want to mess with that at all. But to the right, we've got an alternate. So we want to click on the alternate and change that to T.
Okay.
Awesome. So once you've done that, just save it up. And now we can hop back in game, and it should be great.
Okay. Okay. So bailing bust,
No,
draws is
Flo,
one
you
thing.
did the wrong thing. You need to leave left click and change W to T.
Wait. What? Okay. So
Oh, so he won't be able to click on things now. Yeah. So go back into
yeah.
the same menu.
management.
Yeah. Choose ability or AI target. So you got two options at the bottom, which is your main and
Yeah.
your secondary. The main one, it's got to be left mouse button. And the secondary one has to be T. So you see where it says W on that first one? Click where it says W.
And hit T.
No, W has to be left mouse button. So you just need to left click on the left-hand side one twice in a row.
The left side?
double click it.
Press
Yeah, the left
side.
side should be left click. Right side should be.
For desired
T.
key W.
So
Yeah.
you want W to turn into T and then leave left mouse button.
Oh shit. So I go to W and hit a T.
The left side is left
Click it.
mouse button.
Side button.
Left side.
The left side I put a T. Yeah.
No, left side is left mouse button.
Okay. So
Right side is T.
how do I do that?
You double click. Just
Because when you left click it, you're selecting it. You've then got to left click a second time. Yeah. Right?
I kind of.
is it not working for him?
Are you right clicking?
Press the X. Press the X on it, and then try to.
Now I right click.
Oh, it's
Now
probably because you've got it on the other one. So you need to X the right one. Just X both of them for now, okay?
All right, and then left click this. Wait. Oh
Ooh,
shit.
we just did right mouse button as well. So I think we're gonna need to restore everything because I think we're changing everything right now. So you need to just like cancel and go back into the menu, okay?
Cancel hotkeys. Lobo.
The funny thing about this, we tried telling him about Rapid Fire, and he thought it was like a third-party app or something.
No worries. All right. So the left one will just be left mouse button, and the right one can be T.
T. I got it. And then accept.
Yep, should be. But now you got to check your unbounds once you save that. So save it, and then so go yes, and then click the unbound menu. So go back into your hotkeys, and we need to double check you didn't fuck anything.
Okay. Push talk. Okay.
Push to talk won't matter. Yeah, it's fine. All right, that's good. Awesome. Awesome.
we're
Hopping game. And put down an infestation pit so we can actually test it, build some OVs, just to show you how it works. But basically, all you'll need to do is hold down T without even clicking your mouse, and it'll just spam imaginary clicks like hundreds of times a second. So you can just hold down T for like a second, and it'll throw like as many infested Terrans as you can out of your infestors. So you can go and like have burrowed infestors just hiding in the corner of each of your opponent's bases, and then you can just be like, oh, hey, buddy, drop 8 infested Terrans in that mineral line. Oh, hey, buddy, drop 8 infested Terrans there. And like they'll massacre a mineral line like really quickly. So it's pretty sick because you can just hide in the corners of the base like that and be really annoying.
Okay, and then the upgrades, the right one, right? No, that's the one I've been using to control people. Okay.
Yeah, normally you go the energy upgrade first.
Upgrade. Okay.
And then you actually wait till that's like halfway done, and only then do you start infestor production, because basically the infestors build faster than the upgrades. So the way you do it is if you wait until the upgrade's halfway done, then start your infestors, they'll pop out with the energy upgrade because it'll finish just before they come out of the eggs. So it like syncs up really nicely.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. But if I made it
Yeah.
before, it's not gonna be like
It's not like
it's
they're
not
bad. It's not like
grandfathered
they.
in. It's
It's not.
grandfathered in, right? They didn't turn like into bad investors, right? Like, you
They don't
can't
turn
do
into
it.
bad because it's bonus energy when they spawn. That's all. So it doesn't matter. You don't even need this upgrade technically. But
Yeah,
you can start your infestors. So you could start that from when it was only halfway done. So we could have started about 10, 15 seconds ago. And it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Sweet as.
Okay. It's more of a timing thing. It's like a crisp.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you're only building like 2 infestors, it doesn't even matter. Like, you don't even bother with the upgrade. If you're only building like a couple infestors, you're in a really broke game. It doesn't matter. So it's up to you whether or not you get that upgrade. But if you're gonna bother getting it, then it's more worth to wait with the infestors because it's more efficient than just letting them pop and get the energy from natural growth. But yeah, you can play with these infestors. So you can hold down that T key, and remember, you don't need to click it all. Have a go.
Okay. So I could just what do you mean? Like I could just hit
It's like a
T
magic
button?
wand. Just hold down the button and then wave it.
Yeah, all you need to do is hold down T.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's fast.
That was
just threw
quick.
them
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just pushed T and aim. That's it. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So you want to actually, with the infestors, like the best thing if you want to use them that way is you borrow them at your base and you send them like around the edges of the map and into their base. Like if they've got cannons or something, obviously it's not that good, but like you can use your Q-Pars and basically like send an infestor to each one of their mineral lines, like, and then it's like really sick. And then you can have like separate infestors that you use with your army. So infestors you can kill lots of Phoenix with. So if you go Mutas, they go Phoenix, you can use infestors, but it's like it's pretty hard to actually kill them just with infestors. So you would probably just use your infestors to like harass and stuff like that, and then maybe neural parasite later on. But it'd be pretty fun.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Yeah.
You can use that
So
ability when burrowed too.
yeah, the overseer too. I'm trying to figure out how to use the overseers to deny upgrades and deny certain tech
Oh yeah.
speeds.
Yeah, you can do that like whenever your lair finishes. Maybe you just make like a few overlords into overseers and then just wait with them. You got to wait like about a minute from when you make them into overseers, maybe a minute and a half. Probably about it's like 75 minutes. It's about like 2 minutes from when you make an overseer, and then you can use their contaminate ability. So you kind of can make them and then you like leave them next to your opponent's main base somewhere, and a few minutes later you come back and you can use them. But it's not like really the most important thing because it takes a long time to pay off. I think more important is knowing these units, right? So if you go mutas, because your Pyro forces Immortals, Robo Observers, we go mutas. That forces Phoenix.
Yes.
Phoenix, we're just probably going to swap back into ground and then overwhelm with like tons of Roach Zergling is a good way to do it.
Okay.
If we want to play really fancy though, we can start to use like if you never want to get on top of like getting up 2-3 base economy, 2.5 base economy, which is like the Zerg way.
It's weird.
You might want to go
I have
workers
to.
or something.
Well, for some reason, Zerg, I always have like in the game, so I always end up having to make like trees just to like get it down to 2 Gs. So I don't know. For Zerg, I tend to have to make a lot of hatcheries for some reason. I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
that don't
it's
seem normal?
it's cheaper units, man. You need more of them. So your bases are your production, right? So you can like drag out a game and go super high fancy units with Protoss, but you can't really do that as much with Zerg, and to some extent you can't do it as Terran as much as well. So like you kind of need to get up to like 2.5 bases filled with workers so you can make like a good army to just overwhelm your opponent at some point. But we can get there in a pretty cheeky way. So like if we go 1 base muter as our follow-up with like a corner expansion, man, some of our games will just finish with the muters.
Yeah.
I love the opening. So with the opening, you'll need more drones. Do you want to just hop on ladder and I'll just watch on your stream and like we can just kind of chat while you play? Because I reckon you just queue up a game or two. So like I'll leave party. Yeah, good.
Right.
And just queue up a ladder game or two. But like with that build, you can squeeze like a bunch more drones in even while getting the hatchery block and the burrow. And then we can like get those muters up behind it like a bit cleaner. So basically, same opening, but you would also add an overlord in before your hatchery goes down and your burrow, and then you'd like squeeze in a few more drones. So you'd go up to like 17 supply, and then you'd start burrow, and then the hatchery, I think. And I think you still time it out well before they can put the Nexus down. So you still get your block down like real nice.
The Zerg player.
All right. Are you gonna do like the drone rush again?
Not versus. I don't know. I don't know versus Zerg. Versus Zerg, it's
No, I mean like the
easy.
drone drill. We could do that one maybe.
Okay. So the way I do that one, I'll get a pull right away. 2 drones, and then drone,
Thank you
and I'll
so
have
much,
14.
Captain
So I'm
Harper, for
trying
the
to figure
100
out
bit
how to get more
cheer.
drones out of this while I do
Thank
my
you,
links. I just don't
Exoon,
want to send my
for the
drones.
sub.
So
Much
what I was
love.
gonna do, or what I've been doing is right when the hatcheries, the pool is coming up, I'll make a gas 3 buildings just to get the links in, so I don't have to make an overlord.
Yeah. Make sure. Well, we do need to make one overlord now, anyway, because you always need to make one overlord.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do it right after, like right here. I was gonna like.
Yeah.
This is the
No,
way
you
I've
might
been
as well
doing it.
build it ahead of time. Yeah. There's no reason to not.
Well, just to get the lings out, or the overlords are already gonna come out anyway, huh?
Yeah, the overlord would have been in time anyway.
Then I would wait for the larva, though, right? I would have to still wait for the larva,
Nope.
like to get the 3 links.
Lava spawns real fast. Yeah, we could have built that like way earlier. So like we could have just
Really?
done it straight away. Yeah. So you always want to build the overlord straight away, and it'll make your build like way better.
Okay. The overlord. Okay, sounds good.
Hells yeah. And this is still going to be real strong because you got heaps of minerals. So you can put down 3 spine crawlers in that base when you get there this time. So it'll be pretty sick still.
Yeah. Now I've heard of 4 drones at the main base gives you constant ling rush. So should I take advantage of that as well, and just keep it going, or watch
But
it?
I mean, I think normally you'd have like an overlord, so you'd build more zerglings as well. But like, yeah, it's up to you. Just I'd probably build whatever floats your boat, really. I think it's like the first part of the build's more important. Get him! Nice.
I don't know if I'm gonna be. No.
This is the biggest map in the pool, so this is like the worst map for this build. But yeah, you can still like just kind of get the build order down. Have a better chance if we hit a little bit earlier. For this map, we probably wanted to do, now that I think about it, like probably the dumbass build. I'll teach you the dumbass build actually, because that's like one which even like the best pros do very occasionally once in a while. It's pretty chill.
Okay.
Where basically you build a hatch and then we want any form of speedling all in or nidus all in on that map because it's so long. We don't want to go across with like drones and stuff or roaches. Like if we go roaches, it's a nidus worm. But anyway, let's see what we get in this next game. Let's see. Terran. Okay, on a normal small map. All right, yeah, we can do the hatch block if you want to into mutas or just whatever floats your boat. There's 1,000 builds you could do here.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Wait. I was gonna try to do like more late game. I keep getting harassed by. Oh shit! I keep getting harassed by the Reaper. So I was thinking of maybe like getting the burrow upgrade, like then getting queens and getting 3 bases, which is queens, no gas for a little bit, and then get the gas for the mid transition.
So what are you gonna go in like what's your style in the mid game gonna be?
Late game play is what I'm eventually. I want to try to get into like vipers and infestors, form host, corruptors, brood lords, things like that too. So I'm trying to figure out how to like really.
I imagine you probably want to
macro.
go lurkers then. I would imagine you want to play like a roach lurker sort of opening, something like that. But
Like
yeah,
how do I get to 72 workers or something? What do you guys call it?
that's like way too high above. Like I think we gotta focus on getting to like 55, 60 each game and try to get there because it's like you need to like do so much hotkey management and like learning to like hotkey all your hatcheries and stuff to do that, because you just got more shit you need to do that as Zerg, like injecting hatcheries and all that. Like right now you're doing everything manually, so it's like really hard. Like you got to make sure you hotkey those hatches and like get used to setting rally points and like have like an inject technique. But I reckon we can still aim for fancy fun units, but we probably want to do more of like a pretty fast tech, do some weird harassment. We can still go to the late game and do like lurkers and vipers and use all those fun, awesome units because they are incredibly fun. And Terran players aren't used to playing against them. But we have to get like a way stronger opening, have some sort of harassment or something in it, or like some crazy shit where it's proxy hatch or whatever's. And then we need to, kind of build up from there. Because like looking at this game, like we just don't have the fundamentals down to be playing macro. We just don't have enough workers. Like you got like no economy at all in this game.
Baby, that's how we do it.
You're like 10 drones short of where you should be.
We're backward right here, hard. Barriers right now.
Oh shit. But yeah, like you can go pretty high on that tech tree of 55 drones if we fuck with our opponent. If we fuck with them, we can go pretty high on that tech tree. But just going up like passively to 70 drones that's like no go, I reckon.
Okay, I was trying to. You always say something about 72 workers or so, so I'm always like, oh well, let's see.
Yeah, that's for the fucking normies though, man. You're a creative master of your own style of StarCraft, so like that's not your style, right? That's like the stock standard vanilla way of learning StarCraft for you. Nah.
That's the blah. I always say that's the blah. Just
That's
cough
like
up an army and throw it out.
yeah, it's like you know how you take a saltwater fish and you put it in fresh water. It's like that. Like you take the sewer mermaid out of the sewer and you throw it like into some super clean freak fucking weird hospital sort of environment. Like the sewer mermaid's just gonna die. It can't breathe there, right? So we need to like we can expand your macro horizons, get your workers a bit higher, but we can we can figure out some like stepping stones. It should be awesome.
Instead of a sewer mermaid as Protoss, he'll be a school of shit fish as Zerg.
It's not done yet. Bro. This is going well. This is right where I want them. Well. Shoot. Okay, so we got the job done. Okay, so what I've been doing is the queens, and I'll just use them. I'll click it, and then I'll just inject. So the closest queen normally injects the closest hatchery. Is that good?
Yeah, just show us how you do it again in game.
Okay, so I'll hotkey these right together, and then so if I want this one injected, I'll just I'll inject this one, and this one, and then the closest queen normally goes over there.
See, put them all on T. We go inject.
This
Yeah, that's not bad. A lot of people use the base camera hotkey. By default, it's backspace, but most people put that on spacebar because backspace is shit. So basically, they just press spacebar and it like zooms to their bases. You can do it that way, and I think that's totally fine though. I reckon that's like good enough for you. I think it's just real important at the start of the game for you to hotkey your hatcheries like the moment you start, and always produce off hotkey number 1. Like right now, we don't have our third base on our hotkey, right? When you first start your third base, you should be like, bam, add that to hotkey number 1. So, and then you can, and you got to just know your openings. Like you always build an overlord on 13 supply every game, unless you're going for, something like that early pool rush we tried before. It's always 13 overlord, and then we go 17 hatch. And then we can do pool and gas whenever we want and stuff. But it's just going to make sure you'd have like 5 more drones earlier and you'd have like way more money. So I reckon that's fine. That's fine if you just do that. But let's have like a plan. So if you play Terran, do you want to like roach burrow rush them? Do you want to just like do some roach pressure? Do you want to do like a bit of ling pressure early?
You know what? I was trying. Okay, so when I played Protoss in Korea, one of the most things I faced a lot was pull first into follow-up hatchery, like a macro hatchery. They always go pull first, and then they macro out of it.
Yeah, so you can do like a 17 pool, 6 ling pressure, where you go around the edge of the map to dodge their first Reaper, right? Map and hit as their Reaper gets to your base. So that's an awesome way to play, right? Because behind that, what are you doing? You're just going like 18 hatch plus a gas geyser, and you're just, droning hard, third base, and then we can do like either a big speedling pressure or a roach pressure or a roachling attack off that, or we can just rush up to mutalisks. We can go straight up to roach and then lurker. What do you feel for like? I feel like because we do a six slow zergling pressures, like just a really basic light pressure at the start. But what do we do after that? Do you want to do a big roach attack or what?
I do small micro things. So I normally
Burrow
try
roaches
to,
maybe.
yeah, throw roaches or yeah.
Actually, you could do a light Ravager pressure. What do you think of like just like maybe getting 3 Ravages? You like run in, drop some biles, pull back. I don't know.
Could try that.
You have a lot more.
The earlier, the better, because I want to dictate the game. So I
Yeah.
always like to start off with trying to control the pace of the game and the direction of the game. Whether I have to force them to do a building tech,
Yeah,
just
I
keep
think
them
like
containment.
I think a better build than pull first for you then is like actually yeah, I think I got a way better one for you. So instead, what we would do is 17 proxy hatch. This is a way better idea. So we'd go send one of our first drones like pretty early across the map. So we'd build a
Okay.
proxy hatch at their third base. So then we still go 18 gas, 17 pool behind it at home. So standard stuff, right? So we're still doing a normal
It's not
13
standard.
overlord.
I'm a clock guy. I'm on the time. It's like always like, what is it at 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1:15. That's how. Yeah, I get lost with the 15 overlord and the 17.
You gotta remember the order, man. You gotta memorize that order. You do shit on time, cause like that's gonna be.
I do, but when I look at the time, it has to be on time by looking at the time.
We had to tell him an opener. I had to tell him 17, 17, 17 through the clock. He won't look at the supply.
Well, because I look at the clock, I'm all about time, but in a different way.
Yeah, that's like a real bad habit for Zerg, because like for Zerg you want to know how many drones you have, otherwise it's too late. So anyway, make sure what matchup we got here. Make sure you remember Overlord on 13 this time, unless you're doing a crazy rush.
No, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna go build your hatchery blocking their base, yeah. So
hatchery at the third.
No, you're going to do a ZVP build. This is your ZVP build, right? So we're playing a Protoss. So you're just going to do your gas.
This is a Terran. So I have to do the one that you were saying.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So keep droning up. Make sure you've got an Overlord on the way if you don't already, and then you can basically go to 17, 18 supply. So you need to just keep droning as much as possible. That's like the thing. Yeah.
Day 17, 18. How many drones do I make?
So we're gonna go up to 17 or 18. So when our drone gets there, about 50
right now.
Yeah. So 1 or 2 more. Keep droning, and then build the hatch over at their third. So after the third base, we'll build a few more workers, and then we'll make a gas in a pool. So go build that hatchery. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a few seconds behind. I'll refresh the stream, make sure I'm up to date.
Oh, no worry.
Better not.
Yeah, I think I'm like 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, just build a gas in a pool and keep droning up. And then what we're gonna do is we'll basically just get like a second gas as well, and we'll go for a roach warren and we'll try to make some ravages.
Okay. Second gas is after the first one's done, or a little bit later?
Bit later. Yeah, no, we don't need. We just only build a queen at your proxy hatch. Don't build one at home. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, workers on gas straight away. We can take our second gas as well.
Take our second gas. We got a Marine warrior right here, Overlord Hunter.
That's all right. Yeah, just run your Overlord away. Often you run it to like a piece of high ground or something, but that's cool. Just ignore it. So let's get the Roach Warren down at home and put guys on your second gas, and make sure you build. Yeah, so Roach Warren and second gas at home, and then we can.
More drones?
Yep.
Now, okay. When do
And then
I
we
do
need
anything?
we need a queen at the front. So the proxy hatch we need a queen, and then we save the lava just for building roaches there. Okay. So we need an extra overlord at home to make sure we have supply when we get that. We can build a queen at home as well. Why not?
Give away my position.
Yeah, that's cool. It doesn't matter. So start making roaches and then make them into ravagers straight away when you can.
Yeah.
Make extra overlords at home as well because you're going to be supply blocked. So whenever you start getting shot, always build an extra overlord ahead of time. But we should be good. Yeah, we can start those roaches.
Let me injected the. Oops.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna use it for Crete?
So just build overlords at home. We can inject first, but then you can spread creep from that hatchery at the front if you want. So for now, just make ravages and micro your ass off with those ravages. Let's see how much damage we can do.
Okay. Oh, I should have used that overlord. If I hit the overlord, I would have used it for
high ground vision. Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, normally you can send your first and second overlord across, and then you can use them both. But that's cool. Just micro your ass off on those ravages. And behind this, you can make a lair at home whenever you get the chance.
Do I still?
So make a lair and at home, and just keep making roaches and ravages at the front for now. Yeah. And that's and that's how it's so important to have like the two overlords. So just in case one gets sniped, we have that high ground. But that's cool. We can just chill for now. We're not really going to get too much done. He's pretty safe. So we just need to make sure we expand at home, and we go up to muters.
So we get the spire and the hatchery together, or
Yeah. Just you got the money, so plump the hatch down whenever you got the cash for it.
how many roaches do you normally keep before you start transitioning? Is that good? What I have, or do you normally get more?
Because we weren't doing any damage, we could have stopped it even less, and it works kind of nice because it's just if we're doing damage, we can just keep committing to this, and sometimes we'll win with it. Because we didn't have the overlord, we couldn't siege him down with the biles, so that kind of just was shit, kind of slowed us down. But that's fine. So back at home, we need to keep droning. We don't have a hatchery up as well.
Me.
But yeah, doing Zerg without hotkeys, I'm like, oh man, this is so hard. Because Zerg production's meant to be really easy and smooth. Because we're not using hotkeys, it's really, really hard to actually be droning. Because you need to be droning constantly to really get the economy follow up. And that's what can make it really, really good. And you need to control group your mutalisks as well when you get those out, so that you can run them around their bases. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try to use the control. I double click. So the double clicking always is efficient for me. A control group.
Yeah, you'll be doing a lot more running all over the place with Zerg, so it's a real different skill set to Protoss. A lot more running around in different areas, being a backstabby douchebag. That's how Zerg plays.
Okay, well, that's...
Terran! Let's go. We can make those mutas and see if we can do some stuff.
I don't know if I could... Yeah, I'll try to make them right now after he leaves.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I think that's...
He's coming back. Run!
All right, guys, I've gone too far. This is way too complicated to chase. I was gonna be reduce some ravager pressure and we make some mutas and just dive them through the bases and go into our roach roll and bind it, but it's way too complicated. I'm I don't know what builds to give here, because I'm man, this is such a different form of StarCraft. This is what fascinates me about Florencio, is he does so well with these units. But look at this, he double clicks and boxes these mutalisks. And he just He's like, yeah, no, I don't need control groups. I'll double click them. He's just clicking on the minimap and then boxing them. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, because like I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, with like just no hotkey habits, I'm not really sure. I think we just need like ravages into like keep massing units and busting because he doesn't build any drones at all. Like because he's got no production habit. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like it just needs to be like the most simple all-ins. So it's not very Florencio because he likes to have these like layers of weirdness. So
Oops, overlords.
it's really hard because like there's no macro behind it. And the thing is with Zerg, you've got so much macro to do. If you don't
He's
organize
coming
it,
to me.
Zerg's super overwhelming. The thing is, Florencio is like kind of okay with his Protoss macro behind his stuff because he can just go home and he chronos his probes and he's like kind of organized in how he does it because he's done it so many times. But if you're not able to kind of hotkey off your hatcheries, stuff gets really weird. Like if you can't produce off your hatcheries and if you can't zoom to your mutas by double tapping a control group, it's like
Okay, so mutas then bailing Ling.
usually just Mass Roach Ravager, but I think in this scenario we're going to be a little bit too far behind. We could try Speedbane. Sometimes that does bring us back, but I think he's going to finish us here.
Yep.
Has like a few too many Marines and medevacs probably. So yeah, you can either go into Banelings off it or something else, but I kind of feel like we'd need to like Zerg is like so much more mechanical if we don't organize our spending. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, shit, man. There's like if you're not control grouping your mutas, I don't know how you're going to do any build that goes this deep. Like with your current mechanics, I feel you got to like go for the throat and really like get in there harder and faster. So with a build like that, we would like keep building Ravages nonstop. We would make sure we have a second Overlord rally to the front so we see that high ground, and we like commit 2 to 3 times as hard. Because with Zerg, it's like we don't have as many good transitions unless we actually have really organized macro behind. So it's like more important for us to really fuck up our opponent's game. So I think we need to, if we can fuck up our opponent's game even more. So that sort of build, next time we just make sure both Overlords rally to the front, we keep them alive, and then we can just like non-stop build Roaches and Ravages and siege them down. It should work really well.
I like that one. That was a good command center. Now, scouting wise, what do you use to scout to make sure if they're going an all in or you just go in?
If you're going like when you're doing that Ravager push or a different one?
That particular rush, you know how we're taking it.
So with that one, I think you'd probably just tell from what they have at the front, right? Like, so normally like there's not much they can do. Like you don't really need to worry about an all in because you're making so many Roaches and Ravages and committing hard. So I reckon you'd just kind of be like, I commit to this, and then I just have like my set follow up, whether that be going Banelings or Infestors or whatever it is that kind of floats your boat. Anyway, what matchup is this?
Same matchup, so Overlord build, I guess.
Yep. And keep building drones at the start and get a drone over to your opponent's third base for that proxy hatch. You got to keep building drones. Make sure you hotkey that hatchery.
Okay, hotkey it.
You started an Overlord, right?
So there's a gas and then the pool, right?
It's hatchery first, then gas and pool. First of all, just drones. Yeah. So like basically about 55 seconds is when we put down the hatchery. And then after the hatchery, we go the gas and the pool. So we can go up to like anywhere about 17, 18 supply, 55 seconds, and it works out real nice. Yeah, this time's out.
Okay. Gas.
Yep. So gas and pool goes down.
And drones, right? Drone.
Yeah, a couple more drones. So, basically, like, what we're going to do next is, you know how we put on gas, but later we'll go, when the spawning pool finishes, we go Roach Warren and a second gas, both at the same time. Yes, guys, we just saw him clicking in the bottom right. Yeah, so it's not just not using control groups, he's also not using hotkeys.
My pool needs to go up first.
Legendary. So legendary. All right, looking good.
Make the roach one, but I forgot to wait for the photo.
Yeah, that's all right. Bit of extra gas is no problem. Make sure that the second overlord's also on a good path over there. But yeah, basically the roach warren, and you want to build a few extra overlords back at home, like 2 extra overlords as well as a few more drones there. And then it's just going to be, remember, a queen on the front hatch so she can get a lava inject out, and then she'll spread creep. And yeah, so we need a queen from the front base.
Now,
And then non-stop roaches from the front, and get your overlords in your real nice positions and up close to the front. Now that you're almost building roaches, your overlords can come a bit further forward, and basically you're just gonna non-stop build roaches and ravages, and you're just gonna try and hit the opponent. So yeah, you can build like a queen at home as well, I guess, but you can just use drone micro and get a 6 around like a boss. Oh man, legendary. Legendary.
okay. And I got this hidden overlord right here for come out.
Yeah. We got those roaches on the way on the front. Yeah. Sweet. And there's also like these really beautiful little pervert pillars, these little bits of high ground next to your opponent's natural. So in future, you can actually send your overlords straight to your opponent's natural if you go straight to those little high ground pillars next to it, and they won't be able to see you floating on it unless they get a high ground flying unit. You played mouse only as Zerg, no cypher? I mean, I would argue that it is actually pretty terrible, and it is like the first thing any normal player I would get to focus on is fixing that, because it's like playing soccer and you're kicking with the back of your foot rather than the front. So it's a bit, yeah. It's actually like a really bad habit for you to focus on to start. But it's Florencio, he does his own thing.
Shit.
Yeah, so Cyclone's really good. This player is really good micro, but yeah, you got to just keep rallying in these roaches, keep microing them, and you can always like drop biles and pull back. You can even use shift to actually drop biles from maximum range and then run away. Sometimes is really nice. Cyclones microed well are a real pain in the ass, but yeah, we can definitely deal with them if we just keep trying to break through here. It's always a good chance we can do it.
Okay.
If you don't know how Zerg plays at all, you won't use keyboard right anyways, says No Cypher. Yeah, I mean, he's yeah, for some people, I agree. If you're like brand new to the game, then the hotkeys don't even matter if you don't understand RTS at all. But yeah. So cool thing you can do next time you're in that situation is you can actually drop the biles on the edge of the bunker, and you can hit the bunker and the SCVs that are repairing it with the same bile. So you get a 2-in-1 next time you're trying to break a bunker like that. But yeah, just keep making more roaches here. Keep morphing ravages and stuff. And we've got lots of money, so go home and build 2 expansions. So yeah. So a cool way to do that is to actually build 2 different hatcheries.
Whoopsie.
But that's cool. All right. So we need to build a drone at the front and a spore crawler and another queen at the front as well, so we can deal with that. Yeah, him clicking in the bottom right is an absolute fucking nightmare, guys. I'm looking at this and I'm like, you can get away with this a little bit with like Protoss if you're cheesing, but like no other race has as few units as Protoss.
So do I just leave this base? Do I try to macro the space? What do you normally do with this?
Yeah,
space?
I mean, you can try to, if you're not going to break through and you've done as little damage as we have, it's tough, but definitely you can try to drone it up and you can put a spore crawler on it. Because we've lost all of our roaches and ravages, we're going to have to just abandon it this time and try to like macro up into whatever you want your next step to be. So that could be mass roach, could be something else. I think lurkers is probably always got to be your next step at the moment. Ooh, always put spore crawlers in your mineral line as well. Yeah, never put them anywhere except in the middle of your mineral line is the best way to do that.
Okay. That's the best way? Okay.
Yeah, so make sure you get a lair and you try to drone up. So always take your normal expansion or a corner base, one or the other. because it's either drone up like a couple bases and then go to the corner base, or otherwise it becomes a bit hard to defend. But if we can try to drone up for a while, get all the rally points set to the right hatches and stuff, that can be pretty good. And we've just got to try to get lurkers out, because lurkers are a big comeback unit. We can always come back with lurkers potentially.
Okay, so lurkers is the go-to direction right now.
Yeah. So you can try to slow them down with roaches and ravages, but yeah, it's going to be tough. And you can always like spread more creep to be annoying if you want, but most importantly is like just like droning up and trying to get lots of hatcheries. So anytime we're floating minerals, we should be like, all right, take another base, take another base. That's something we kind of have to get in the habit of as a Zerg player, as we're not playing Protoss. So whenever we need more production, we need a lot more workers. Because remember, every time you build a building, you lose a worker, right? Every tech structure, every spore crawler. So that's like one of the things you're not used to with Zerg. With Protoss, you build 40 probes. If you don't lose any, you got 40 probes. With a Zerg, nah. You're going to like automatically be at like 20 probes a few minutes later just from building structures. So it's, yeah, it's kind of funny.
So lurkers are out, I think, because of BCs. He's going to be in BCs.
Yeah, you can try to go Corruptors, but since he already has Bio out, I think, with Stim, it's probably a big problem, but we'll see. Maybe he didn't have Stim, actually, so maybe just Corruptors. Or if there's only 1 or 2 BCs, we could use Mutalisks, because then they can actually, you know, fight on the ground as well. But we can try to deal with it.
I don't know the unit keys yet. Still have to look to the right.
Florencio is not actually GM. I don't believe Captain Trips, but he's pretty high on that ladder for sure.
Oh, I think he's gonna find that. Yep, found it.
Yeah, BCs are real hard if we don't get the Spire. If you get the Spire up earlier, then it's okay. BCs is actually like probably a good scenario for you. I think it's actually good. It's really hard if you're this far behind, but that was just because his Cyclone micro at the start was very on point. Like he was super tight with that Cyclone. Picked off like 4 Ravages, dude. It was like our first 4 Ravages. I was like far out. I was not expecting this micro, man. Yeah, you got to be real quick to click the one he targets, like that he locks on, and try to pull it back. That micro would save you a few, but if they go a Cyclone and a bunker with Marauders that quickly, that's just like a sick quick reaction from your opponent, right? Like he immediately was like, bam! I think he knew who he was playing against. So, but I think, just a bit more. So if we can like bounce home and then get used to like the droning up behind the pressure is like where we can get like a little bit more economy and get into like 2 base setup just on like our main and our natural, because we need to like move drones between them. We don't have recoil, unfortunately, and then you can kind of bounce between like that. Yeah. And then if lurkers get out, you can come back against a lot of ground armies, I think. So I think like lurkers is probably the go-to after that sort of build.
All right. Yeah, I've never done lurker before.
Yeah. So yeah, with games like that, he was kind of blind countering us a little bit, or maybe he SCV scouted, I can't remember. But yeah, you can definitely do like the same sort of builds, but you just do like it a bit later, big like Roach Ravager Zergling. So yeah, if you want to work on fundamentals at all, of like just getting used to production, you could just do like a normal like hatch gas pool, make like 30 drones, and just like rush with Roach Ravager Zergling. But I think builds like this are fine. You just kind of get used to how all the units operate, right? So the way you should learn is like the same thing you're doing in Terran, right? You just pick the builds you find the most fun, and then you just kind of base a strategy around that until you get more experience with it. But you don't even know the Zerg hotkeys yet. So you've only been playing Zerg for how long now?
5 days, 4 days.
5 days. Yeah. It's like brand new. It's brand new. Oh, cool. Do you still click in the bottom right for Protoss at all? Like, or do you know all the Protoss hotkeys?
Same exact way. Yeah. People
are really?
That I still use. Yeah, I still click the square.
I haven't. I'm too busy staring. Whenever I'm watching your stream, I'm too busy staring at like what you're doing on screen, so I don't even notice. But yeah, That's because you were doing it for like even just like building the most basic units and stuff. So that's like a real big thing for like Zerg is like if you can build drones automatically and everything without having to click in the bottom right, it'll save you a ton of time. But that's awesome, man. Do you want to queue up some team games?
Yeah, let's do some.
Sweet as.
I'll be Protoss this time.
All right, I'll just random it up.